Welcome back to another video. Now today I'm going to be going over guild banners because I have been trying to farm for the new arena that came out for guild bases I think a month ago or something. My guild just hasn't gotten it yet. Now with me and my guildmates using these off and on for probably a week or so now, we have noticed a bunch of inconsistencies within the guild banner system and how they work fairly well and how much you typically will get from like an hour or so of using guild banners. Now, a little bit of background information on the banners. The minimum amount of notes you can get every 30 seconds is 4 notes, and the maximum you could get from a banner is also 21 notes every half a minute. Now, you do get notes, like I said, every 30 seconds. So every minute you could get the lowest at 8 notes and the highest at 42 notes. However, I do know when I am using these guild banners in a alright sized lobby, you usually are getting 12 to 16 notes per 30 seconds. Now, I will be trying to kind of explain the potential of guild banners to see if you guys really think it's worth it, and I would like you guys to comment below if you guys think guild banners are worth it or if they probably need a buff or something like it in the future. Now, for these calculations, I am going to be using a small percentage errors. So, like, I'm going to do 1 for Etrian Luminate, and there is 7 flags in Etrian Luminate. So, I'm going to say that on average, you're probably going to only keep 5 of those because usually you will lose a few banners every hour or so, whether it be like, the one in mini, because everyone always captures that before they go to the crypt. And I will also be doing 14 notes, so it's kind of in the middle of where I am usually getting the notes per 30 seconds. Now, in the Etrian Luminate, you should be averaging 140 notes while occupying 5 flags. Now, this isn't a great deal of notes, but if you do stay in a server for around an hour, you are getting around 8,400 notes just for being in the server. Now let's put this in a slightly better way for most people to kind of understand it. And that's, let's say, you want to farm notes while you're sleeping, just throw the good old auto clicker on while you're in your guild base. And in 8 hours when you wake up, you should have around 67,000 notes just from guild banners, as long as there are a decent amount of people stay in the server. Now this is if you are in the Etrian Luminate, because the Eastern Luminate does have a good bit more flags. So I will go over those numbers in a second. Now I will explain time-wise for the Etrian Luminate. It did only take me 16 minutes to grab all 7 flags, but in about 10 minutes I did lose both the flags at Ministry, so just be a little heads up about Ministry. Usually those flags aren't kept for long at all. Now for the Eastern Luminate, I will do the same percent error. So I will say on average, you'll probably lose like 2 flags here and there. Now the Eastern Luminate does have 11 flags total. And I will say you will lose the 2 at Song Seeker like I did for Etrian. So on average, you'll probably be keeping around 9 or 8 flags. But for this, I would say we're doing 9 flags, and we are doing the same amount of notes per tick. Now in the Eastern Luminate, you should be averaging around 252 notes a minute. Now, I might be a little off on this one, but I do think that's about 1.8 or 1.9 times the original amount you would make from the Etrian Luminate. Now, you do really see this difference when you look at the hour gained in the Eastern Luminate compared to the Etrian Luminate. So in 1 hour, you should be getting around 15,120 notes in the Eastern Luminate. So if you throw in the concept that you want to do it overnight as you sleep, for 8 hours, if you did this method in the Eastern Luminate, you should get a total of 120,960 notes every 8 hours. So I do think this is personally kind of worth it, especially if you try to overnight these. Unfortunately, usually while you're trying to overnight these, your servers will die out, especially in specific time zones. So if you are going to do it when you sleep and you live in the US, try to join a EU server or something like that to hopefully get the most amount of people in a server while you're sleeping. But like I said, that is my thoughts. Now I would love to hear all of yours in the comments below, so just comment if you think it's worth it or if you don't, and explain your reason why if you would like to. But that's all I do have for this video, so if you did enjoy it, it would mean a lot if you would hit that subscribe button for me.